I'm out of here.
How does that not indicate to you, like, hey, sometimes, like, these prospects are awesome?
Donald, get back. They snatched that chain, boy. Get back. What y'all gonna do about it? Popeye snatched that chain. Get back. We want that snack wrap. They got 3 flavors. Y'all got 1. Get back.
Hey, everybody. Welcome into the Big Factor, guys. It is a Fast Friday crew. Project Pat, can I call myself?
Yeah, no, I think you can. Yeah, I think other people have said it at least 10 times, and that's like that is the threshold for saying a nickname given to you, bestowed to you.
Well, Project Pat is here, I guess. I'm alongside Jack O'Rourke, Rob Watson, guys. It's a Friday. We're gonna have a very special guest coming up in a couple moments.
I'm so excited.
A lot of stuff to dive into.
This is the most heavily anticipated episode of the Big Factor ever.
It's a freezing Friday here at Burke Lakefront Airport. I mean, it's what, negative 20 degrees outside, something like that right now. But guys, we got a bunch of good stuff to get into. The Cavs lost. What was that, Wednesday already to the Knickerbockers at Madison Square Garden. We're going to have a special guest. Should we just bring him right on?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get him in here. Let's get him in here.
Yeah, clap him in, clap him in, clap him in. We got our guest, Mr. Sam Amico.
How are you?
And co-host of the Full Court Cleveland show here on the Big Play Sports Network. Sam, beautiful day to wear a Zips hat and a Buckeyes sweatshirt. I'm very confused.
Yeah, it was really all I had that was clean. So
you're already in mid-season form, it seems like.
I'm actually a bigger Akron fan than I am Ohio State fan, but I just in basketball it works out okay, but football not so much.
Yeah, Rob, I feel like too, like with the basketball life, you just kind of get clothing and people hand you stuff, and then that's just what you wear.
Yeah.
So
that's it. Yeah,
pretty much.
Sam, you are, by my accord, and I think many others on this show, the funniest person at Big Play Sports Network. How did your humor come about? Can I just get the quick lesson of how I can be more like Sam Amico?
I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Gosh, I don't know. I think, it just kind of came naturally. I was the youngest. I was all in my family. I was always getting picked on. And I think I just turned to humor to help me survive. I don't know. I'm just a minute.
Well, that took a turn. That took an early turn. I don't know if
Sam,
took an early turn.
One thing that wasn't funny, but we shouldn't overreact about, is that loss Wednesday night to the Knicks. What are some of the biggest things you saw from the opening night that we got to turn around quick tonight against Brooklyn?
I think the biggest thing is just, getting familiar with each other a little bit more offensively. Even though I didn't think the Cavs were bad offensively, they just kind of, as Kenny Atkinson said, they were a little bit clunky. And I think, look, you're missing your all-star point guard. Your offense isn't going to be the same with him out. So to me, it's just, and they've got to rebound better. Yep. They got killed on the boards, and that was really the difference. That's what I think. I mean, the Brooklyn, obviously incredibly young team, got blown out the other night by the Charlotte Hornets, who aren't exactly expected to be an East power. So, I think that if you look at the Cavs, it's like we have a clear advantage here in experience and all these things, and we have superstars. They probably don't even really have an all-star. So you just rely on that, and I think you need a better game from Jared Allen and the bigger guys. Well, everybody actually has to rebound better, especially on the road. So, these games are always tough early in the season, on the road, regardless of who you're playing. So just got to stay locked in and as good as they were defensively last year, they've got to continue to do that. And I don't think that's going to be a problem. So I think you guys were talking about like the line before the game. The Cavs are like 11.5-point favorites. I expect them to win by about that much.
Okay. Sam, we got a great look, or at least a great first half from Evan Mobley, game 1 versus the Knicks. Kind of tailed off a little bit there at the end. We love to see his aggressiveness, and there's been little talk around Cleveland about him possibly making that leap as an MVP caliber guy. I still would have liked to see him get to the basket a little bit more, but what did you think of Evan's debut this season?
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, we saw him. We were watching him together, how he was getting those shots early and getting them in pretty good, comfortable position. I'm with you, Rob. I think he needs to, they need to get him maybe a few more touches with his back to the basket. But I feel like, that's kind of nitpicking. What you want to see is him get consistent touches throughout the game, right? They started the game like they went to Mobley on 5 of the first 6 possessions, and then you kind of got away from that a little bit. Now, he's not going to be able to carry the load to that extent, but what you want to see is, more touches in the second half. I think the third quarter, the Cavs Donovan Mitchell just took over, and that's going to happen sometimes. And granted, then Evan Mobley's not going to get as many touches. But no, I think it's a real possibility that he's first team All NBA this year. Because of his defense, he's becoming the best, if not already the best two-way big man in the NBA, right? I mean, you're talking NBA Defensive Player of the Year, a guy who's going to get, you would think, 18 to 22 points a game on most nights. So, yeah, no problems at all with Mobley because he's getting the shots, and obviously he can defend.
So, Sam, as you know, I'm kind of getting into basketball still. What do I need to know, if anything, about the Brooklyn Nets before tonight?
Jack, first of all, you told me you read Dribbles. Is that true?
That is true. I can confirm I did read Dribbles. I read Dribbles yesterday morning.
Yeah, that makes you and my mom, and I don't really even guarantee her. So I would say the biggest thing, with the Nets, Cam Thomas is always kind of been a little bit of a Cavs killer. He's what is he, Rob? 6'2", maybe?
He's about
and plays shooting guard. So, I mean, he fires it up. And he's been one of those guys that the Cavs have struggled with defending. A lot of teams do. I mean, he is kind of an automatic offense. Now they have Michael Porter Jr., who came over from Denver. I think he had 12 points the other night. So he's still kind of finding his way. But they're an incredibly young team. First team at 5 first-round draft picks. 4 of them played the other night and played a lot. So, you have a team with nothing to lose. They're looking at it already like, yeah, we're probably going to be playing the lottery again. So just go out and win a couple of these games. And when you see a team like Cleveland coming, that's supposed to be in the top 2 or 3 teams, top 2 really in the Eastern Conference, they get fired up for these games. So that would probably be, Jack, to not even answer your question at all, the most dangerous thing about the Nets.
Cam Thomas, baby.
Love it.
So my way too early, a little overreaction first game of the season is I think they're going to have to kind of make a move to find, or they're going to have to really trust in a super young player, because I wasn't very impressed by anything I saw from Jalen Tyson in the first game. Wasn't impressed by Craig Porter Jr. Craig Porter Jr. either. A little impressed by Tyrese Proctor. The off-the-bench third-option ball handler has been something that's been a staple of the team ever since they got competitive again, going from LeVert to Jerome, being big keys and why the team was successful. I don't see us having a creator or a scorer off the bench at all right now, and it's hard to say you're going to keep Garland or Mitchell on the floor because you're going to be playing Lonzo a lot, and he's going to be that off-the-bench point guard. So I think that's something they might need to look into. Sam, what do you think?
Well, real quick, Sam, I read Dribbles yesterday morning, and you talked a little bit about Jalen Tyson, the man himself. You're saying we can't be freaking out over a guy in Game 1 of Year 2 getting a start out of nowhere, right?
Now you're quoting Dribbles. I couldn't be prouder.
Let's go.
Well, yeah, I'd like to, look, Rob, to your point, they kind of thought, and we saw this in Summer League, Jalen Tyson was handling the ball a lot, right? And they kind of thought, is he going to be a creator at some point? Or as Kenny Atkinson always likes to say, a connector. And I think they're hoping that he grows into that role. I'm with you. He certainly didn't look like that in Game 1. And that could be, is this going to be an opportunity? Craig Porter Jr. only played 7 minutes. So are we going to see more of him as they move forward to try to play that third point guard role? I've always thought that he has been pretty good, Craig Porter Jr., when he gets an opportunity. Now, his biggest problem has been consistency, which I guess we could say about any, young player. But now we're in his 3rd year. This has to be the season. You don't get a ton of time in the NBA to be more consistent. But I think he's, somebody that the Cavs are relying on. I think in Game 1, Tyrese Proctor just looked so comfortable and looked ready that Kenny Atkinson stuck with them. But I think all of those 3 young guys are going to have that opportunity to kind of be that facilitator, Karis LeVert type off the bench. And you may be right, Rob. Maybe they're not the answer, but I'm sure they'll decide that between now and February and when the trade deadline hits.
Yeah, it is very early game one, obviously big overreaction time, but it is something they're going to have to figure out. And it could look way different for Tyson, obviously different being the starting small forward versus getting to work your way in off the bench where you're in the group in the game with Ball and Nance. So you're going to get your shots up versus you're kind of just playing off of whatever scraps Mobley and Mitchell and all the other guys you're leaving behind in the starting lineup. But it's going to have to be one of those 3 young guys if you're looking for answers on the team to be that answer off the bench as someone else who could help Lonzo handle the ball and get some shots up.
Yeah, one thing
Sam,
Sam,
go
honestly,
for it. My bad.
is that you kind of said that this year has to be the year a little bit too. Like, how far do you think the Cavs need to go, or what does the season have to look like for it to be a success for the fans and for the front office? And do you think those 2 things are actually the same?
No. I mean, the fans, it's championship or bust. And I think that's, look, I learned a long time ago that the word fan is short for fanatical. So it's okay if you don't really have perspective, right? And I think for the front office, they'd love to win a championship, and they think that they can. They believe that they can. I think as opposed to these benchmarks, kind of, it's like, okay, first of all, anything less than these finals would be, I think, Cavs nationwide a pretty big disappointment. It's like they keep getting to the second round and getting bounced. So I would understand this has to be the year you get to at least the Eastern Conference Finals. With a window in the Eastern Conference, quote unquote, being so wide open, most people are saying they have to get to the finals. Listen, the problem, and I don't want to say really the problem, but the expectation as Cleveland basketball fans that we've all kind of gotten into is LeBron James used to be on the team. So when LeBron James was on the team, the expectation was, well, if we're getting to the playoffs, that means we have to get to the finals. We're just used to that. So anything short of that is a disappointment. But I think the reality is, how do you first of all, you got to get to the Eastern Conference Finals, and how do you perform when you're there? Do you lose in 7 games on a last-second shot? I don't think that you could call that season a huge disappointment. You could be disappointed, but I think reality is, I kind of look. It's them, the Knicks. To me, the Orlando Magic are right there.
They looked really good.
They just don't have the playoff experience really, but they've got a lot of talent, and looks like Desmond Bane's going to fit in. So it's not going to be a cakewalk, even though the Bostons and the Indianas are out of there. But no, I think the front office and the fans both expect the finals. It's just, I don't think the front office will be like so angry if they don't get to the finals, provided they show that they're a championship caliber team.
So, Sam, last time I got the chance to play some charity poker with you, I walked out down a couple of dollars. And there's a couple of reports that came out yesterday morning that were a little bit suspicious. I don't know. But serious note, though, what were your thoughts on everything that went down with the, I guess, multiple betting scandals around the association yesterday?
Yeah, I was stunned. And that maybe not, I think, so much with Terry Rozier, only because he's been linked to it over the summer. This kind of, he's being looked at. But even still, I didn't think he was like the target of the investigation. More, he was just kind of a subject in the investigation. But Chauncey Billups, I mean, mess around with the mafia and all that.
The Genoveses were in there. Did you see that? That's wild.
Yeah, that was stunning. So I just couldn't. I think I was like everybody else, where it was just like, really. But to me, if it was like local law enforcement, then I'd be a little less like, oh, these guys did it. But the fact that it's the feds and this has been ongoing, and they don't. they generally don't miss on stuff.
Yeah, no, they don't. That's kind of their job.
I mean,
yeah, Sam, we were talking to Bruce Drennan earlier this morning, and he said that whenever the federal government takes a case, they have a case against you. Like they don't lose. 85% of the time, they don't actually lose. And of all people to know that, I think Bruce Drennan might be the one. So I'm not looking forward to these guys' chance, honestly. But Sam, we thank you so much for joining us. This has been awesome to talk NBA. What else are you looking for this season for the Cavs and NBA league wide?
Well, the Cavs, I would say, let's wait to see when they get healthy, assuming I don't think you're ever totally. I mean, how many games do you really have all your guys in today's NBA? And I don't even say that's not a shot at the players. It's kind of a shot at the teams a little bit, because I think that they hold guys out with hangnails, and there's too many. JB Bickerstaff, you say the more medical people we hire for the team, the more injuries we have. So, in other words, it's like everybody's kind of over-examined today. So I don't know that you ever have a full roster, but once they come as close to that with their starting five as possible, my expectations, they get to the finals. League-wide, it's, guys, we've seen the NBA over the last, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Every year we predict finals at the beginning of the year, right? And we're always wrong. I mean, Nobody, probably even 3 weeks before the finals last year, had the Thunder playing the Pacers. Everybody thought Cavs, Celtics, Eastern Conference Finals, which neither team made it. Yep. And Lakers or somebody in the NBA Finals out of the West. So it's really hard to predict. I like that about the NBA, the parity and the unpredictability. A couple years ago, we had the Nuggets and the Heat and the Bucks and the Suns, and obviously Celtics, and nobody picked that Mavericks team to get to the finals. So I just think it's wide open again. There are favorites. Oklahoma City's won their first 2 games and both of them in double overtime. Jeez. So to me, it's wide open, but yeah, you have your list of favorites. But this is what I like about the NBA today is, as much as I enjoyed it when it was, Cavs and Warriors are going to the finals every year, I think this is good for the league and good for the fans that there are so many possibilities for the finals, and you really don't know until April, May, or even June who's gonna get there.
Yeah, Sam, thanks so much for joining us on the Big Factor today. You can obviously, Big Play fans know the Full Court Cleveland, you and Booby Gibson and Rafa Hernandez Brito. Check that show every
OG Booby.
But that's with every Thursday, so check that out on Big Play Sports Network. Sam, thanks so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you for having me. And Jack, keep pushing that narrative that I'm the funniest guy at Big Play.
No, it's consensus. It's consensus. Don't even need to push it.
I'm
Number
so
1
happy
overall
about
pick.
that.
1-1, baby. 1-1.
Number 1 overall pick.
Thank you, Sam.
We'll
Funniest
see you
guy.
soon.
All right, guys.
Sam.
We'll see ya.
Thanks so much for joining us, guys. We got to take a quick break, but first we got to recap what Sam was talking about with the NBA, and we'll get to our friends over here at Fairway Ford. Let me tell you about our friends at Fairway Ford. They've got a short drive over to Canfield. They've got hundreds and thousands of vehicles out on the lot there. You want to go check it out. That's the place to go. Don't let a short drive stop you from getting a good sale, a good deal over there. They want to help you out. They're not those type of people that are the type of gotcha people to sell you cars, used car salesmen. They're not those type of people. They're the one of the best people in Ohio to get a car over there. The Fairway Ford. Check them out in Canfield, Ohio. Guys, we'll be right back. We have a lot more stuff to talk about, though. We've got Browns Patriots preview, but also we got NFL beef. World Series is starting. College football, NFL slate.
There's so much to talk about.
Honestly, there's so much to talk about. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. everybody, welcome back into the Big Factor, guys. We're here on a Friday, a freezing Friday in the studio. We can go pretty much anywhere with this bad boy. Where do you guys want to start at?
Let's go Browns Pats.
Browns
got
Pats,
the
okay.
NFL Sunday coming.
Okay,
up.
Browns
We'll
take on the
first.
Patriots. They're traveling to New England. They haven't won there since 1992, I believe it was.
Woo.
Yeah, that's right after the Hanford-Dixon days, in case you guys were wondering at home.
Don't even throw a stray.
Yeah, that's been, 33 years, give or take, since they've won. They've played the Patriots close in the past, but the Patriots are a resurgent team. They just beat the Buffalo Bills a couple weeks ago on that Monday night or Sunday night football game. Is an incredible game, but they're a streaking team. The Browns picked up some momentum, but where are you guys seeing it this week?
Guys, just to let you know how much I feel about this game. My boss at my second job, he offered me some hours Sunday at 1 o'clock. I said I'll be there. So that's just how I feel right now. I'm not excited, expecting a loss. Nothing good happens in New England. I saw Nick Chubb fumble a bunch of times out there.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It's a lot that happens last time, and nothing ever happens to good when we play him. Period. I mean, Bailey Zappi diced us up. He looked like he did in college. I've seen a lot of bad games versus the Patriots. Not expecting a great one Sunday.
Okay, you guys know I'm not a homer with the Browns. I think we've established that across the last couple of weeks, dating back into the summer on the show. We are now, I believe, 7 full weeks into the NFL season. I've predicted the Browns to lose every single week. This is going to be the first time I'm picking the Cleveland Browns to win a football game all season long. I don't know, dude.
Lol.
Okay.
No, it's not a lull because Spencer Rattler and Cam Ward have both played the best football of the season against the Patriots defense. That was in the last couple of weeks. The Patriots are basically dead last in every rushing category in the NFL. Our rush defense is sick. Yeah. If there's a week to get an upset done, I'm going with right now. But I will say the last time I picked the Browns to win at formerly Gillette Stadium was, I believe, Baker's last year in Cleveland. We went in there like week 4 or week 5.
Game.
We scored on the opening drive.
Mac Jones,
and then we got
opening
smoked.
drive,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was the Mac Jones playoff year, I believe, for the Pats.
Formerly Gillette Stadium. What is it now? I would love to know, honestly. But
I'll give you a read on that.
Give me a read on that one. But it's funny you mentioned Bailey Zappi too, because did you guys see this report from around Cleveland media where Bailey
Still
Zappi?
Gillette.
It's still Gillette. Okay,
Yeah.
confirmed. So Bailey Zappi is apparently running the scout team, not Shedeur Sanders. That's what a lot of the rumors are around the Cleveland media right now. Does that mean anything to you guys? And what honestly would it mean if it does?
Does this mean he's getting any reps at practice?
That's the
period?
question.
So he's getting no reps with the first team. He's not running scouts. So that means he's getting the back end reps of when they're working the first and second string guys. And so he's getting about probably that last 3 to 4. If they do like a 12 play segment, he'll get the last 3 to 4. But that means he's moved up. He's graduated.
I guess
he's doing what he's got to do, man. I'm
Does that
expecting.
mean he moved up or that we traded a quarterback though?
I mean, listen, bro. Dylan's not gonna. I'm not looking forward to seeing this passing game versus the Patriots. That's really where I'm at right now. So I know Shedeur's time will be coming. Dylan is the luckiest man on planet Earth. He should go buy a lottery ticket that he has not thrown an interception yet this season. Everyone's starting to talk about it now, so I really know the dam is gonna break.
I can't get over that Judy throw.
The dam is gonna break very soon.
No, it was the one for the linebacker against the Steelers. That was the one where I was like, okay,
he threw an actual interception that got called back by a phantom holding.
Yeah.
Like there's.
He's been really lucky.
It's luck, but
yeah.
I just don't. The offense still hasn't looked good at all. The defense they play. The thing about the Patriots, they play mistake-free football. They try their best. They're not going to beat themselves, and that's what the Dolphins did last week, and that's why the defense looked great. I think the defense could look amazing again this week, but it could be the same tale where they tire out a little bit at the end because the offense gives you about 9 to 13 points. We're checking it down. Average depth of target, 2.8. We run as much with Quinshon as we can. He does his Superman. He puts his cape on. He gets 75 yards, and he has 92 after contact because he gets hit in the backfield every play. But there's still major problems with this team, guys.
Yeah, I forgot Drake May existed when I picked the Browns to win this game, honestly. No, I'm rescinding that pick already. I forgot the pure momentum and energy that you just have in a locker room when you know that you have your guy at quarterback. Like Drake May, if he keeps up the pace he has right now, like with what he's done in the air in addition to, I think, like 200 yards and a couple of touchdowns on the ground, like he's going to stick around, like maybe not all the way in the MVP race, but like in that top echelon of quarterbacks. Like it's hard to argue it right now, but what do you think Shedeur does? I was going to get back to that when you were talking about it, Rob. Like, do you think there's like, you know that like NFL VR headset game they have now where you can just like throw passes? Maybe they like have him like in a corner off by the kickers doing some shit like that.
Bro, he practices, and if you're the backup, he's a part of the install of the game plan. He needs to know the plays. He's just getting less reps, as he should, than the starting quarterback. But he's got to work. He's got to do the off things, work with the coaches, get your reps in, throw with the guys. Like that's on him to figure this kind of stuff out. They're not going to split the reps because they need to get Dylan as ready as they can as possible. But they got to figure it out. But his time is coming because Dylan's not gonna. You got to start winning games at quarterback just to be
At a
the
certain
starter.
point. At a certain point, 100 yards is not going to get it done for you.
Yeah, you can't.
And
you know what I mean?
honestly, too, like you talk about 5'3" with an attitude that we talked about before.
5'3" with an attitude.
5'3". But like Dylan Gabriel was talking in the media too, saying that he wants more explosives from the offense, and it's like we're all looking for the guy who did this. It's that meme, you know? Where,
like
the
the
SpongeBob
Tim
where
Robinson.
he's
Yeah,
Like, who's
he's in the hot dog costume with like the hot dog mobile. Yeah, no.
Who's the guy who could have done that? Like, my guy, you are the one that is not hitting Quinshon Judkins wide open on a rail route down the sideline.
Yeah, and it's like, and all he's doing is throwing just like the drag routes left and right, and he's like, well, we got to turn some of those from 5-yard gains into 20-yard gains. Like,
'Cause I think
with what army, dude?
There's a little bit to it where the offense is very unimaginative right now from Kevin Stefanski, in my opinion, but also like he's not making the throws that you need to step up and actually make the throws in the NFL. So at a certain point, like it's a chicken or the egg situation. Is the offense bad because Dylan is bad? Is Dylan bad because the offense is bad? Who really knows, guys? What score predictions you got here?
In Gillette, it gets spooky, so I'm thinking like Christian Gonzalez pick 6 type day. Like, give me like a 31-13, something in that ballpark, or like a 28-13.
Oh, I wasn't far off you there. I'm
Classic
going
Browns win.
26-13 Pats. 26-13 Pats. They get a safety.
Wow. I actually
Yeah.
like that a lot. I'm going 31-10 Patriots because I think just at home with those muskets or whatever the hell they got going on over there still over at Gillette, I think they're going to get it taken care of.
I'd be remiss to say this. Vrabel just spent the whole back end of last season in our building just picking up on everything we do. So if you think he's not locked in on all that stuff, because we're doing all the same stuff. There's nothing crazy.
He hasn't seen Dylan Gabriel yet.
Yeah, that's the thing is he's licking his lips to see quarterback like Dylan Gabriel walk in. But guys, licking our lips. We were talking about Garage Beers, Ryan, over there at Lakewood Truck Park the other day. We had our friends over there at Garage Beer listening to Boobie Gibson, Sam Amico, like we just talked about. No frills, no bitterness. They got 2 classic flavors, classic light lager and lime. That's our favorite way to do it over there with Garage Beer. You got to pick some up at retailers near you, and it's our favorite type of beer here at the Big Play Sports Network. We love Garage Beer. Guys, what do we got next coming up? We got Sean Payton, Russell Wilson beef still going on years later after that was Broncos beef, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, back in the day. But listen to what Sean Payton said. We'll be coming right back after the break.
Pushing.
Keep it pushing on a Friday.
Broncos country.
Broncos country.
Let's
ride.
Yeah, guys, we're right back here on the Big Factor. Honestly, just get right back into it because Russell Wilson, you said Broncos country, one of the most infamous NFL videos of probably the last 5 years, I would say, is Broncos country, let's ride. But there's more beef with the head coach of Broncos country, former head coach.
Yeah, guys. So, I mean, so Sean Payton decides to come out in the media after that crazy comeback, whatever game against the Giants, right? And he's like, you know what? Yeah, like talked to Mr. Mara on the phone, the Giants owner. He's like, yeah, like I was really hoping they weren't going to make that quarterback switch until after we played him. Just clear as day, could not be taking more of a shot at Russell Wilson. Like there is, in my opinion at least, no other way to interpret that statement. Do you guys have any qualms with that?
No, I think it's exactly right.
Yeah, he's saying, I hope we played Russell Wilson. That was it.
Yeah, no, he came out and said, I hope we play Russell Wilson.
Word for word.
Russell Wilson, who is, I think a lot of people will say corny at times. I think there's a lot of things I'm actually a Russell Wilson guy personally, but I think a lot of people don't like Russell Wilson. Comes back out with a little tweet, a little bit of corny Russ flavor in it, but hits him with the, why are you still bounty hunting in the media 15 years later? Just throwing a direct shot at what got Sean Payton kicked off as the New Orleans Saints head coach with Bounty Gate back with our boy G-Dub back in the day. But yeah, no, it's just, I think Sean Payton is so, He's an asshole. Michael Wilbon talked about it a little bit. I don't know if you guys got the chance to catch PTI. It might have been 2 days ago, but basically just called him a jerk. Like, said he goes out of his way to take these kind of shots. What are your guys' overall thoughts on it? Because Sean Payton has like a very mixed opinion in the media. I feel like half the media views Sean Payton as just like a jerk who got lucky with Drew Brees 15 years ago, and the other half like all felt that way, and then they saw what Bo Nix did last year, like, oh, like maybe he's having this renaissance. Then this year on a week-to-week basis, based off what the Broncos are doing, that kind of comes back. Where do you guys fall on Sean Payton?
That's an interesting one because he is a dick.
Oh, it's terrible.
Sean
I hate. You remember like the video of him with like the bong like a couple years ago too? He's got a weird history.
I do not remember.
I think he's good with the QBs, but I mean Drew Brees for the better part of that time in New Orleans, there were some wasted years where he was playing amazing full 8-8 seasons, but he's throwing for 5,000,
Marquise Colson,
40 touchdowns, 6 picks type deals. So I mean, I think Sean Payton's an above average coach. I think he's an above average coach. Good, above average to good, depending on the year. He's done a solid job with Bo Nix out there. Not so good this year, but the Broncos are looking good. But a completely unnecessary shot at Russ. And I mean, to get Russell Wilson to say something that plainly bold on social media was kind of shocking to me. But I mean, it is what it is. You have that history of the Bounty Gate thing that you didn't know about, and you got out of there for good reason. They got you up out of there. But I mean, nowadays just coach your team, bro. Like you didn't have to go in the media and say that. But
to say you didn't know about it too, like I'll disagree with that in my own time. But the funny thing too is like Sean Payton is not really anybody's favorite either, because if you remember in the beginning part of this season, like he was screaming at Bo Nix as well and screaming at him last year too at the end of the year. Doesn't seem like a necessarily easy guy to deal with, and I know you don't have to be that as an NFL head coach.
He's got some Brian Kelly to him.
He's got some Brian Kelly to him in more than one way, but you know, he's not anybody's favorite for sure, but like to take a shot at Russell Wilson, like it's just not needed. And like it's punching down for sure because he obviously just got benched. If Russell Wilson hadn't gotten benched, I don't think he would have done it. But Jackson Dart showing out over there and making Russell Wilson look even worse. Guys, it's honestly like you talk about Sean Payton. Do you think he makes the Hall of Fame? Because he's got that one Super Bowl, right?
Bountygate, no chance.
Bountygate, you don't think so?
I think I think without Bountygate, he's probably sitting at like a right around 50% chance, because I mean he does only have the one Super Bowl as of now. I don't believe he's ever gotten back to a Super Bowl since 2009, I believe that was around that era when the Saints went. But with I think Bountygate is the closest thing you're gonna find to like steroids getting you out of Cooperstown, kind of. Yeah,
that's actually a really good point. Honestly, too, because there's a lot of coaches like that who are borderline Hall of Fame, but they've got scandals that won't make it. But an interesting one that it's funny because Russell Wilson is such a corny guy. Like I know you like Russell Wilson.
I love Russell Wilson.
He also showed up at the first training camp for the Broncos in his own personal Broncos jersey. And it's like, if you're wearing your own jersey in the year of 2022, like I can't be doing that.
No, it's like my love of Russell Wilson is very ironic. I think I would say it's not like a firm true. I'm not a Russ guy. I'm just I'm a Russ supporter. I like the way he goes about his business. I find it funny.
Fair enough.
Should we hit some college games?
Yeah, let's hit some college games. You want to hear first from our friends over there at Bloodview though?
I'd be honored.
You'd be honored, would you really?
Yeah.
We all had the honor actually of going out to Bloodview Haunted House. That was only a couple weeks ago. Halloween's coming up. We got 1 week from today is the big day. Make sure you want to get yourself over there to Bloodview Haunted House over there in Broadview Heights, and it was honestly a great time. We got to get you guys dressed up and everything like that over there at the Bloodview Haunted House, and it was so scary, Jack, too, because like I remember we all went through and everything like that, and Ryan did his little solo trip. We got to get him scared and everything like that. But it was a cool trip over there. Make sure you guys can if you've got the time. You've got 1 week from Halloween. Are you guys full candy bar people for Halloween? What's your Halloween?
In terms of handing out,
if you can, because apparently Mike Roche here at Big Play is a full candy bar. He hands out the full candy bars out there in Bay Village.
I'm trying to get the kids right, but I'm just going and I'm buying one of those like mixed bags from Target, and I'm handing them. Once I'm out of candy, we're done. I'll just let them, like you can take a handful or whatever, and just go ahead.
What kind of candy is in there though?
Well, a mixed bag, the ones that comes with like Skittles, Starburst.
Okay.
Then you get the chocolate bag with like Milky Ways, Snickers, and stuff. Mix them together, you get a nice little thing. Go crazy, y'all. Like look at some costumes, see what it is.
Yep. For me, it really depends on how much cap space we're working with at any given moment. If we're trying to avoid the second apron, we might be walking out with like the pretzels and the apple slices, but I think ideally I try and do more of like a Paul Dolan approach. Like I'll get like 2 or 3 king size bars, yell out enjoy them to the first 2 or 3 kids that come through and get those, and then You're getting Kit Kats. You come through. Just little Kit Kats after.
Oh God. Guys, I can't wait for Halloween too. I know Ryan would say that if he was right in this chair today, but we'll get to some NFL games, some college football games too. A little bit of more of a lean slate, but we'll get to them next coming up on The Big Factor. Hey everybody, welcome back into The Big Factor. It's a Friday show, and guys, we've got a lot of college TGIF, I suppose, but it's a big Friday that we got to get all through our college football slate, our NFL slate. We got a lot of stuff coming, but first, I want to tell you about our friends over at FanDuel. FanDuel's got an offer you don't want to miss this NFL season. New customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right, you pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you unlock 300 bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season is here. The only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/bigplay to download the FanDuel app and get started today. You must be 21 or older and present in the state of Ohio. And if you have gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Make sure you're gambling safely out there. Everybody, let's take a look at these live lines for the college football week, Jack.
Yeah, let's start it off. Hey, guys, game one we got on the college football slate. Usually we tend to stick to top 25 matchups on this show, but Curt Cignetti, I don't know if you guys saw this, he actually declared a top 25 matchup this week. So
okay.
The 3-4 UCLA Bruins are heading into Bloomington. They're going across the country, but Coach Cignetti pointed out, hey, this team is undefeated since they made that head coaching swap. So as far as Coach Sig is saying, we got a matchup of the unbeatens going down in Bloomington this weekend. Do you guys think Jerry Neuheisel's offense has any chance to hang around with the Hoosiers?
Jerry Bear, absolutely not. I wish it was a really cool story getting carried off the field like that. Cignetti and the Hoosiers are just too good right now. Highest ranking in program history. They got a good leader, but can't hang with UCLA.
I like what he's doing too. He's hyping up the opponent. That's Bill Belichick-esque.
Yeah, it is.
Hyping up a mid opponent, making sure your team's ready to go. Yeah, Hoosiers all the way. But great story in UCLA. I think they'll put up some points, but they won't win.
Yeah, I think it'll actually be more of a fun game than people think. Like, I think maybe we'll have a fun first half, but I do think Indiana, if UCLA is going to keep it close, it's going to be like the Ohio State-Indiana game last year where UCLA might just slow the ball down a little bit in the second half, keep moving it down the field, get those 3 and 7, whatever, but they're not going to keep up the whole entire way with them. Next one, very interesting one in my opinion, guys. Number 8, Ole Miss, coming off their first loss, heading on the road into Norman to take on a healthy John Mateer, number 13, Oklahoma.
The thumb is healthy again. I don't get a good read on the Oklahoma Sooners because, Brent Venables, the head coach, he's been in a little bit of hot water, right? Not having
it seems like a couple of years now, dude.
Yeah, it seems like a couple of years. He's not having an ideal season by any means, but when your Heisman candidate quarterback injures his thumb and can't be, really full strength, if he's back at full strength, I think I would honestly entertain the idea of Oklahoma, but I don't know if I can go with him this time.
They're on the road. They're in Norman. This is
Norman.
This is do or die for them because you're 13. You've hung around with Mateer out. You got to get this win though, because then that's when you become a bubble team. You're gonna have Oklahoma battling with teams like Notre Dame come the end of the season for those last couple spots. They got to get it done. I was not super impressed by Ole Miss, honestly, on the road last week in Georgia. This is a really close one. I would assume Ole Miss is actually favored to win.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I might bet Sooners on the value, but I would think Ole Miss should win.
Guys, I don't know because this is such a butterfly effect game one way or another. I think he will not get fired, but I think if Ole Miss loses this game back-to-back weeks, you start to drop from the top of the pack, like, hey, we're looking like we're for sure going to go down into the maybe, and even before that loss, they kind of struggled against Washington State, who is not a good football team. prediction: if they lose this game, Lane Kiffin will go to Florida at the end of the year.
Wow,
I think that's what. Like, I think this will be the end of the run with the Rebels. Not that he's gonna get fired. I think he hops over willingly. Brett Venables, he's also a dead man walking if this team loses 4 games. So yeah, if they start to head downhill, you'll see a new head coach in Norman.
Especially
I trust Lane Kiffin though, man. I do think the Rebs go on the road and get the win here.
Yeah, I think Lane Kiffin as well. Just the way that they've got
Trinidad
that team.
Chambers is gross too.
Yeah, dude. D2 transfer from Ferris State. Anytime I can work in some
Hockey
D2
school.
football.
Yeah.
Hockey school.
Minnesota.
They're actually football school, Jack. But let's say
or D1 in hockey, nothing else.
All
So
right, fair enough. National champions in D2 football. Love that stuff over there. But Trinidad Chambliss is absolutely balling. I'll go with Lane Kiffin as well.
All right, guys.
Speaking of balling though, Diego Pavia.
Diego Pavia, yeah, here he comes. Here he comes, and so does Bo Pribula. Missouri, number 15 in the country, heading on the road into Nashville to take on the number 10 Commodores. Guys, this is... I mean, we were pretty damn young when Jay Cutler was slinging the pill around for the Commodores back in the day, so I don't really remember seeing Vanderbilt football this good. Is this real? Are we going to see another one this week? Are they going to cement themselves firmly in the top 8 of the country? Or is Eli Dinkowitz and the Tigers, are they coming?
Dude, they've had a rough schedule. They're
Yeah.
playing. I swear every week is like a banger for them.
It is.
It's what's going on. But I like what they're doing.
The SEC, it means more.
But it's really like it's a coin flip because I feel like also with them at some point it might get to be just a bit too much because it is Vanderbilt and they don't have that culture there. They had a good year last year upsetting some teams, but I feel like it's still just like how I'm worried about some of the younger guys in certain teams. Like at some point they're gonna mess up, but I don't think it'll beat a Missouri. So I'll take Vanderbilt.
Yeah, at home too. I'm taking the Commodores as well. Shout out Jensen Lewis, but Diego Pavia is just playing too well. He's such a tough guy too, and that lends itself well to college football.
You know, my good buddy Max Waters is a phrase I like to steal sometimes, which is never wrong, just early. And I came on the show 2 weeks ago and predicted a Missouri upset when they went down to Tuscaloosa and played Alabama. We're not wrong. We're just early. It's coming this weekend in Nashville. Bo Pribula, book it. Last game of the college football weekend, and it might be the last game for a certain head coach.
Oh, sir.
The number 3 Texas A&M Aggies are heading into Death Valley at night on a Saturday at Tiger Stadium. A lot of people will tell you that is the best environment of all of college sports. Baton Rouge on a Saturday night. Guys, if Brian Kelly loses this one,
you're getting that suit tailored.
What is LSU even top 25?
LSU's number 20 right now.
Yeah, hanging on by
their
a thread.
offense sucks.
Texas A&M is going to run them off the field because that offense does not suck.
Marcel Reed is gross, dude. You want to talk about a quarterback who's going top 10 one day? That kid is.
Garrett Nussmeier's been awful too. Their offense is stuck in the mud the whole time. I mean, you can't really go.
They
with
can't
LSU
run the football
at
all.
Can't run the football. Can't throw the football with Garrett Nussmeier. So can't really go with LSU. So by default, I'll take the Aggies.
Yeah, give me the Aggies.
Yeah, for sure. Bringing that suit on Monday, guys.
Yeah, we're bringing that suit on Monday, baby. It's coming. A&M is going on the road by 20+, and they're going to fire him on the spot. That buyout couldn't be high enough. Yeah,
let's go rapid fire through these NFL games.
Okay,
Jack.
let's do it. Brownies heading into Foxborough plus 7.5.
Cover.
We already gave you the
Pats cover. Okay.
Yeah.
Jets heading into Cincy. Bengals minus 6.5 with Joe Flacco.
Tyrod Taylor under center. It's gonna be the Jets.
Flacco's actually about to look crazy.
You think so? Okay, I'm going Bengals spread as well. Sauce is out too.
Yeah,
that could get ugly. Buffalo heading into Carolina. The Bills 7.5-point favorites.
That's actually an
it's
intriguing
going to
line.
Carolina.
Bills
Buffalo's minus 7.5.
I know, but they're going
into Carolina. I like Carolina plus 7.5. Bills to win though.
I'll pick the upset.
Just outright?
Bryce Young after that first pick is actually the greatest quarterback.
That'd be the
of all
third
time.
loss in a row for the Bills, though. Josh Allen has never lost 3 games in a row, including his first 2 seasons, which was really brutal. But I don't know. Carolina's actually pretty feisty this year.
They don't look good. I'd spread if you're a better, but for the lulz, I'm taking the Panthers to win.
49ers at Texans. Texans minus 2.5.
Gross. Get it away. Get that game.
It's the only game with close spread. There are 9 games this weekend with a 7-point or more spread.
Give me Houston, but that's awful football, bro.
I'm taking San Francisco. Woof.
Awful.
And then lastly, Packers on Sunday Night Football minus 2.5 heading
RFK
into
Junior
Acrisure
Bowl.
Stadium.
The RFK Junior Bowl. Aaron Rodgers going against his former team. He's been playing all right, Aaron Rodgers has, but hitting the tight ends is only going to be good for so long over there for the Steelers. I don't know how you go against them at home on Sunday Night Football, but the Packers are playing good football. Micah Parsons is going to absolutely tear apart that offensive line, in my opinion.
Go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go, baby.
There's something about hearing Renegade at night, man. It's gonna happen. Aaron Rodgers is this is the last team he needs to beat to complete the Infinity Stone of beating every single NFL team. So I think he gets it done.
Should he bring the American flag coming in with him? Like,
no,
don't do it. No.
All right, let's do a quick little live parlay and get out of here. How about that?
Let's do it.
All right, I'm going with my leg. I already said it earlier during our college football segment. I'm taking Missouri money line at Vanderbilt.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, at Vandy. I'm taking the Buckeyes to go undefeated this week, but more realistically, I will take the opposite. Well, it's parlay today, so I would take Ole Miss to beat Oklahoma.
Who'd you say you had, Jack?
Missouri.
Okay.
On the live
Yeah.
line.
You going Ole Miss money line on the road?
Ole Miss. Yeah.
I'll wrap us up with Texas A&M to cover whatever they're
Whatever.
Just whatever it is. Are you going with the whatever it is?
Yeah, just
All right, we'll get you
whatever.
some odds on this here in 1 second.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, we're going A&M minus 2.5.
Yeah, that's.
I might buy that to 19.5. Are you serious?
That's
Brian Kelly in a big game at night.
Absolutely no.
Have we not read this book, seen this movie?
That's
I have. Okay. All right. We are looking at, guys, plus 1,012. But hey,
Like
FanDuel's offering for any games taking place on
yeah.
October 25th, a little 30% college football profit boost. We're
Don't
going to
mind if I
rock
do.
that as well. Plus
mind if I do.
13.16.
Okay.
$10. Going to win you 131 off Missouri money line,
Let's go.
Ole Miss money line, A&M
That's a
minus
lot.
2.5. Guys, I love it. It is a Brian Kelly hate watch.
Brian
Let's
Kelly
do it.
hate watch all weekend long. Guys, thanks for joining us on the Big Factor today. Thanks for having me on a Friday, guys. It's freezing cold in here.
Let's go,
But,
Project P.
Project P.